ready to go? So it looks like that?
So I just click OK on this.
Well, we got to get the settings right. So yeah, that's what we got to do. Let me do this. I'll start a new project so you can get all the settings because they do have to be done a specific way. So let me just do a whole new one here. Let's see, I got this saved, and I'll come back to this. Okay, so I'm going to go new project. Okay, so are you at a screen that looks like this? Okay, we'll wait. Okay, so I think today, Mark, given our time, we get a project started, get all the video loaded. When can you come back? Monday? Let's do Monday. We're going to go like 45-minute sessions, and then we'll have you up to speed. We'll have to do that a few times. You should be good to go. I can't go till 6 o'clock a marathon run, man. There's no way. I'm too tired. Okay, are you there? Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that has to happen, and then Mr. Mahan's going to point it out to you there if necessary, but this location thing here is critical, and this has to be in the thawed space, the same place where the stuff is saved. So you got to click Browse. And if you don't save it in the right place, it'll just disappear, just like Mr. Mann was telling you about images. So you got to go to Browse and go to your thawed space and to your, and just go to that Cheetos folder. We can just put everything in there. That'll be all right. Okay, and then you're going to click Select Folder. Looks good? We're good? Okay, now we got to give it a name. Cheetos 2021, and then your name. Your name. But don't put your name, put Nayeli. Yeah. Demo, May 14th. And then, you guys tell me when you're ready for next. I'll just relax here. You ready? So then you click OK. All right, and then you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. Once again, this is critical. So yours probably looks like that. Does it look like that? Okay, so we don't want this. So what you're going to do is come up here to the third one, which is AV-CHD, audio, video, something high definition, and drop down that triangle. And if it looks like this, then pick this one here, 1080i, the first one, the subfolder. Drop that one down. And then we want the last one, AVCHD 1080i 30, and then 60i in parentheses. And just click it. And then we got to give the sequence a name. And this first scene in this movie is Nick Hall Walk. Walking down the hall. Nick Hall Walk. N-I-C-K. Yeah. Okay. Click OK. These little windows you can make and resize here by grabbing these things. So it should look just like that. You can just make these a little bigger. See that? I can just move them out a little bit. Grab the border. Kind of point to that gold border. A little tough with those mice on the laptop. As long as it's here. So this is the... Okay, so this is the project window, and so what we're going to do is create a few folders. So because the most important thing is to be organized with stuff. There's going to be so much stuff involved in this little project. So the first thing to do to create a new folder is to click down here. This program calls it a bin, but it looks like a folder. It's next to that magnifying glass. And you just click it, and you'll see that it puts in a new folder here. Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to name that sequence. S-E-Q-U-E-N-C-E. S-E-Q-U-E-N-C-E. I think I spelled that right. Sequence. I think that's right. Okay. And then just enter. And now we got that folder. Okay, now that's where we're going to store all the sequences. So what you're going to do is click on that NIC, click and hold and drag it into that folder. And then you'll notice when you close that triangle, so you don't see that sequence because it's in that folder now.
They have a different view. They're seeing the actual folder.
Oh, no, let's put them in the, yeah. So what you do on that end is to click. No, it's right. Let me show you. It's this thing right here. So when you change the view, there, and you go to list view. There. List view. Yep. All right. Okay.
So now you see the triangle next to the folder sequence.
And there will be a time when you want to go back to that view, icon view. But right now when we're organizing, it's easier in this view. But once you have a bunch of pictures, well, we'll get to that later. Okay, so now let's create a new bin. Click it again. And the name of this bin is Nick Hall Walk. That's where all the Nick stuff's going to be. Good? Okay, now make sure that one is selected, that it's gray. Right click. And then on this menu, look for import. We're going to fill it up with that video. You click import, and then the import window is going to show up here. And this is where we have to navigate over to your space, thawed space, to where all that video is stored in that Cheetos folder. So for me, it's going to be in Cheetos. There's that folder 17. Nick Hall Walk. Now I gave you guys all of them, but we're not going to bother with those. This is going to keep us busy for a little while. So click on the first one. Don't double click it. Do you have one of them highlighted? And then hold down the control key. Do you guys know what control key is there? And then hold it down, and then push the letter A. And then click open. And then we sit back and wait while it loads all that stuff up. Yeah, we're just going to wait here for a few minutes. And then they should see it. Mine's already rendered, but is theirs going down? So what it's doing is building all the little audio files. Done already? Nice computers, Mr. Mayhem.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so they're all selected right now, so just pick like the first one, like 131. There's two ways we can do this. We want to see what's on that video. So there's a couple ways to do it. Go ahead and go back and select icon view. Like that. That little, I don't know what you call it, a little menu there. And then select icon. and then double click on the Nick Hall walk, and then all that video is going to appear. And then notice when you see, you can point to it, and you kind of, it actually shows what's going on. So this is kind of just like a little shortcut to kind of see what the video is that's going on, because the whole thing here is that it's Nick walking down the hall, coming into the classroom, but we have a bunch of different shots of that happening that we need to splice together. So there he is, long shot coming out, there's another retake coming in the door, all of that, and then you can scroll down like that. So the first thing to do is you want to become real familiar with what stuff you're going to be working with, so when you start editing it. So if I double click one of them, it puts it into the preview window. So I just picked the first one there, 131. And then if this thing's in your way, you can just close it, because you can always just open it up again. Because now we want to work with this particular clip here, number 131. And then what you need to know how to do is use this thing called a CTI, a current time indicator, so that you can scrub, like scrubbing dishes. You click and hold it, you go back and forth. And that's how you move through the clip. Yeah, I imagine if I have my volume up, I'll hear what you're hearing there, see. Yeah. And then this is the play button. And so the first step when you're building one of these scenes is you go through every clip. And you play it and you go, okay, all right. So you just get an idea of what's there. And then you can click on it to move ahead. So what I'd like you to do right now is spend a couple minutes, go ahead and open it up again, pick another one, double click it, put it into the project thing, and watch the next one. And you can keep loading these up, and notice that when I drop this triangle down here, that it shows the videos there. So once you do that, go ahead and Mr. Mahan and I are going to take a 5-minute break. You guys want a mouse? Like a real mouse? Yeah, I got an extra one. But what time? Yeah, we're not going to go much longer. So are you guys able to do that? Can you click these and watch them? Like that? Okay, so once you guys take like a few minutes to do that, and just so you definitely got it down. Close the window. Just practice. Go, okay, I'm going to close that, and then do it again. And go, okay, I'm going to look at another video. Just, because this is one of these things that you're going to be doing this all the time when you're making the video. So you just want to get good at it and know what's going on. Be able to move the thing, scrub back and forth with the mouse, push play. Oh, the dolly shot. That's good stuff. All right. You want to do a quick lap? Give him 5 minutes to do this? Okay. All right. So, Mrs. Hansman, what else do we need on the picture? We're good? Okay. All right, we're going to take a walk. You want to take a walk? We'll get some exercise. Okay, how we doing? We ready to move on to the next level? We'll do a few more minutes here so you guys can do some stuff over the weekend. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and find clip number 139. I'm going to double click and I'm going to look for 139. There it is right there. And I'm going to double click it. And that's where our movie's going to start. Now this is where we do the magic move. Tell me when you're ready. Okay. So this is Nick coming out of the door and starting his walk. Like that. And we're not going to worry about audio. It just doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so what you want to do is take this little scrubber here, the CTI, and you want to move it. You can move it this way, and you can also use, there's arrow keys on those laptops, huh? And you can move it one frame at a time. And see if you can get to time code 20. This is the time code here. And that 20 actually means 20 frames, but see if you can get to 20. It's a little bit less than a second. They're there? And then come down here, and there's this little bracket here, and this is called Mark In. And you click that, and that's going to be the point where our video starts, because we only need a little small section of this. So you mark the in point. And then we're going to go ahead and we can play it, or we can scrub it. And we go, okay, and we're going to stop then at about time, let's stop it, make it easy, make it time 4 seconds. Because when we're building this thing, we only want little pieces, 5 seconds or less. So between 3 and 5 is our goal. Sometimes 2 is okay. Now we're going to mark the out point, which is the bracket here, the right bracket. Mark out. And click that, and then you see we have this little highlighted section. Okay, and then what you can do is, there's a couple ways to do it, but I'll just show you the easiest way. Is just click on the picture, and click and hold, and drag it down to the timeline, like this, and move it to time 0. That's the tricky move right there, because it's easy to mess it up. They got it? Video 1. You want to make sure it's on video 1 and audio 1. Okay. Then the plus key is how you zoom in on the timeline, which is above next to the backspace. Is it on there on those keyboards? Plus?
Or they can do it on the 10 key.
Will it work on there? See if it'll make it bigger like that. Did it work? You've got to use the keyboard one then.
So shift plus, yeah, sure. Not on this keyboard.
It's not working?
Well, is it equals?
Okay. The other thing is equals?
If the plus and the equals are on the same one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, they've got it.
Okay, so so it's still the same amount of time. It's just the minus makes it smaller. And when you're working with this, you like it to look, you want 3 seconds to look about like this. And then this is the timeline. Starts at 0, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4. And then this is the program monitor up here, and so you could play the timeline here. This is where you're actually building the movie. See that? So make sure it'll play for you there, and you're comfortable with that. It's almost like having 2 video players. Okay, good. All right. Next, go and see if we can find clip number. Let's go look for clip number 142. So I'm going to double click that. 142. $142. 142.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is, let me close this, move this out of the way. We're going to go to that previous clip to where it ended. And you do it like this. You just use the arrows and go, there's the last thing that he was doing. See that? I went to where it's black, and then I backspaced one and go, that's the last frame. Okay. And then we're going to leave that there. So we're looking at this, and then we're going to come over and we're going to find the same thing happening with a different shot. So he's coming out the door here. So we just moved the camera and we just had him do it again. And so we're going to use the arrows and get to where we think he's pretty much in the same position. Because he starts to close the door. So probably something like that. I'm at what, 1204? Right over here, 1204-ish. And this is just a kind of a rough cut, and this is where you start just kind of piecing the story together a little bit. Okay, and then you mark the end point. And then we're going to play that probably for not long, maybe 2 seconds. Like he's closing the door, and then he starts to walk. And we're going to stop it at 15, where his right foot is a little bit up in the air. And then mark the out point. And this here is telling you how much time we just marked in and out. It's 2, so you want to pay attention to this. This is 2 seconds and 27 frames. That's what that means. 2 seconds, 27 frames. And then we're going to take that and move it down, click it, and move it right next to it. And then it snaps to it with a white triangle right there. See that? Snap. So you don't want to do that. It'll erase what's down there. It'll put it over the top of it. You want it to get close, and then it'll snap, and then you let it go. And so then what you do is you can either scrub or just play, and then you can see we're starting to make a movie here. So he's coming out the door, and there's his feet, and then the motion just continues from one little scene to from one little take to the next there. See that? He's starting to move the door's moving, the door's still moving. And then he's going to start walking, and his foot's up in the air. And then we go back 1, and we stop there. How many more do you want to do? You want to do another one? Keep going, and then you guys can work on this on your own. And I'll give you the list of shots. I put them together for you so you don't have to try to figure it out. Okay, so then we do it again. And the next one we need is take 136. 136, that one right there. Nick did a really good job of acting. He did the same thing over and over the same way. It was really good. That's the hardest thing to get students to do when you do this stuff. Like, watch, I'm sure he did it. Yeah. We'll cheat a little bit. There. Right foot is kind of close enough. Let's see. Go back. I'm going to say, use this. Foot comes up in the air about right there. Let's take that one. That's just at 720. And then mark in. And then we'll need a couple seconds of that, so I'm just going to play it and go, probably about at, let's see how many seconds we got here. Let's do that. 9:12. Let me see how many seconds that is. Yeah, that's okay. We'll do that. A little over a second. We'll just make this a quick one. So I stopped with his left heel up in the air. So the out point is at 9:12. No, good. That's right. Yeah, now you guys are on your own. That's right. What do we do next? Drag it and put it next to clip number 142. All right.
So you notice how your timeline is now taking up the whole entire frame. So this is when you want to use the minus key to get a little more perspective.
So now you play that thing. Opening the door. There's his feet. Starting to walk. It's looking good. Okay, let's get one more. So we'll get to where we had that right heel up, or left heel up in the air. Next, we need 132. Take 132, which is a long shot now. I'll double click that one. Okay. Now we can actually cheat a little bit here because nobody's really going to know. Well, let's see. Yeah, we'll make it legit here. We'll do this. We're going to scrub to where there's that heel up in the air right there, which is at 10:01. 10. Make it 10 even. What do I do next once we get there? Mark it in. Okay, and then we're going to film him coming down the hall a little ways. And we're going to stop where he starts to put the phone away, which is going to be right about there. We'll call that 12:16. Let me see how much time that is if I like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe go a little more. Let me see here. Yeah, 12:17. 12:20. I like 12:20. Mark out at 12:20. Okay, what do we do? Drag it. Oh, yeah. UCLA Film School right here. Now, at this point, we have done a lot of work, so you want to make sure you save it. This is not Google Classroom, so you could lose all this stuff. So the shortcut to save it, well, the long way is File, Save. Not Save As, because we've already done that. So you could do it that way. Or you just want to get in the habit of holding the Control key down, push the letter S. Control S. So after you've done, 5 minutes of work, just save it. Right? Because it's so easy to mess it up and lose it. It does do an auto backup, but it's only, I think, every 15 minutes. 15 minutes is a lot of work. Yeah.
It's always good after you've done a couple of things that you go, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Control S.
Yep. Okay. You want to do one more, or are you ready to head home? All right. One more. Here we go. So this one's going to be kind of fun. He's taking that phone and putting it away. And so what the goal is, like right now, I'm showing you everything to do, but on the next ones, you're going to be doing it on your own. And the trick is that you can make the cuts anywhere you want, but what you want to do is do something called cut on the action. So that's why I'm stopping at certain points, because you want the action to continue from one cut to the next. So here the action is him putting the phone away. See? So it goes black, but his hand's in the middle of moving that phone. So we want to go then to another clip where his hand's in about the same position, putting the phone away, which would be kind of a close-up. So you go ahead and see, well, okay, we want that clip right there, and then the one we need to do that is going to be 139. And so I'm going to let you guys go and do it on your own. Double click it and then see if you can put 2 to 3 seconds to finish. It's probably about 2 seconds. See if you can find it in 139 where you can match it up with where his hand is right there. Okay, you guys are on your own. And I just realized I don't like that clip. I must have done something different with it. Oh, I know what I did. Alright, that's okay. I'm going to show you something else that we should do. Okay, so we got this rough cut here, right? And he's starting to walk down the hall. So let's do this. Take this particular clip, scrub to about halfway through the time there, which would put you at like 9:08. So you can see the time over here now in the program window. And then what we're going to do is edit right on the timeline here. Notice when you point to the clip, you get this leftward facing arrow. And what you do is click and hold it, and then you could just get rid of that piece of video right there and take it to where we want to be. Like that. I can do that again. So we're on this last clip here. And when I point to the edge, to the border of it, it's going to give you this. And of course you have to make sure you're on this tool right here, by the way. The selection tool. You got to make sure you're on the right tool, which it happens by default, but if you use one of these other tools, it'll be a whole different event. Yep. Like so. Okay. And the reason why we're doing this, because now, you see, when you're, as a film editor, you're looking at this and going, I didn't like the way that was going. So I'm just going to make an adjustment right on the timeline. And instead, I'm going to get another shot of him walking down the hallway. And so I'm going to kind of take a look where his feet are. Once again, it looks like that left heel's up. We can pretty much cheat here because what we're going to do is just grab this dolly shot where he's just kind of walking by the lockers here. And then I'm just going to go like to 8:12, 8:11.
He's got both hands on the phone in that shot and in this shot too.
That's what you call what in the movie business? Goofs. Goofs, yes. And we're going to let them fix that. Yeah, but you're absolutely... That was good, Karen. The students never see that stuff. So we'll just grab a few seconds of that. No, that's when you're filming these things. You go, okay, let's do it again. And it's easy to miss it. Like, I try to get these guys to be directors and go, okay, you got to pay attention to this continuity, man. You got to get this thing.
Especially with, Easter eggs.
What's really fun is that in all the shots that, like, because it goes over several days, they have different clothes on and stuff. Like, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Okay, so let's see. I'll take some of that and then move that down. Yeah, that does look goofy. There is another shot, I think, where his hand's not doing that. And drag it down. Okay, so it's just a matter of repeating the process. Yep. So you guys have in there all of the stuff. You have him walking down the hall, because I loaded all the video clips from the last couple of weeks. Then the next project is him coming into the room, and then there's the over-the-shoulder stuff. So make sure you do a control save. Control save and make sure you have this thing. And then what I'd like to do right now to finish up is for you guys to watch my completed version of this. Do you have any questions? So I've recorded our little thing today, so I'm going to put it up on the website or on the at Google Classroom for you over the weekend. So everything we've gone over, it's like that's what this recording is right here. I think it's still recording. I think it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see her. Yeah, she's moving there. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are, you know, being recorded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my other project right now and show you kind of my version of this thing. And then you'll have it on this video that we're making for you that you can look at over the weekend just to get an idea of how to do it. Because I know I did a little bit differently than I had done last month. So let me see here. Oops, wrong class. Cheetos. Now I don't know where I put it. Oh, let's see, maybe it's in my Premiere Pro stuff here. There we go. Matching action, that's what I named it. Okay. So I'll go ahead and play this completed version of it for you. And you're also going to see when I give you the list here, I've got a video clip on top of a clip, and that's because of this right here. You can take and stack these things. This is on video too. If you make a bunch of mistakes, don't worry about it. It's okay. You can always press Control-Z to undo. Alright, so here's how it looks. Director's cut. Maybe. There we go. And then he comes in the room. That's riveting stuff, man. What'd you say? You want to see it again? Okay. We'll play it again. Karen, does he have... Oh! No, it did. I cut it quick, so it was you had to really watch it. Just two hands. I missed that the first time. I like how the TV's on there. That's it.
The other thing I noticed is the second time you went through it, your cuts were a little bit different. But it was cut on the action every time.
Every time, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's what makes it give it the illusion of reality is by doing that trick, moving it on the action. Yeah, because his right foot, yeah, it's in the air, pretty much.
So when you're watching this project that you're building, you should stand back and go, does this look like it's low? Or did something jump?
That's right. Does it feel natural? Yeah.
And if you've been sitting and staring at it for a while and watching it over and over and over,
Yep.
to just go get a drink of water,
Yep, come back.
watch it again with fresh eyes, and you might notice something new.
Yep. Okay, so there you go. Okay, good. So you guys, what I would do, like your homework is to review this little session that we had and go in and then try to, and I'll write this up for you right now. Use these clips to finish this scene. Okay?
I can go run a couple copies of that.
Okay. Thanks, Karen.
Or like take pictures with their phone.
Oh, yeah.
Work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah. Right.
The only reason I know that is because I do it every day because I have poor penmanship. And
Oh yeah. Okay. It's a good deal. All right. Thank you two, for helping out. That just speeds things up so much. Thank the good teachers, please. Yeah. So, and go home and practice as soon as possible, because if you do what we just did, you're good for the rest of the year. This is all we're going to be doing. It's just repeat with different video clips, and then I'll show you how to export it, and we'll mess with audio and stuff like that. But this is the basics of it right here. If you can do this, you will make it through and pass the class. Absolutely. Okay? So, that's it.
Control sync one more time. And then
Yeah,
take that
close
back.
her down, and then don't wait a long time. Don't wait till Monday to do it again. Do it over the weekend.
And you can close the program if you want. Just don't. And it won't hurt if you restart the computer. It's just going to take forever. But closing the program is fine.
And you know where the project is. Just send me an email if something comes up and you go, it's something, like over the weekend, something like that. Just, I'll be checking my mail at some point.
And you could find that the computer starts to lag if you've left the program open for a long time and you closed it and opened it. What happens is it doesn't have a chance to clear its memory buffers. So you may find that it's like, it's just so slow. I'm going to save my project and I'm just going to restart the computer. And it's going to save a lot of time down the road. But I'm not sure. I haven't played with these computers much. You may not run into that at all. But if you do find that they start lagging when you're doing stuff, you can decide if it's worth the 10 minutes or 15 minutes it takes to restart.